Whoa. No, they're just getting the high fructose corn syrup.
Yeah, you're right.
So that would be a little bit of the concern, I suppose, that I would have, where the deal gets... Some of it could be the deal gets worse. It could be the perception, because perception is an important thing. And with a lot of modern games, you go into the game. I even seen Magic the Gathering. Actually, I kicked back to this yesterday, where they've announced that I think half of all Magic sets will be another IP, not Magic. 50%.
I love IP and franchises.
Yeah, so
They make me happy.
They are actually Fortniteifying Magic the Gathering. But that stuff can cheapen an IP, unless it's something like Fortnite, which is explicitly designed to do that. The more and more this happens, you feel like the Disney customer who used to get their fast pass just as a part of the way the system worked with their ticket. And now you feel like the Disney customer who has asked for $15 for their fast pass. And the more that happens, especially if you're talking about utility, which this is. I mean, the bear mount that was last month that has a transmog on it. I was basically, I mean, fine, whatever, because it's just a cosmetic variation. The actual functionality, the yak, you can get in the game anyway. So here with the Brutosaur, this is functionality you cannot get anywhere else than the store. And that means it's no longer a cosmetic. It's sort of gameplay altering. Now, people would say, okay, but gameplay altering, you can change your characters, you can change your character to a different race or a different faction or any of those things. I guess there's a difference between like account services, character status things, and then inside Azeroth, right? Inside the game, the rule set of things inside the game. As an example, one thing that was really in my head whenever Blizzard did the Algari Stormrider, whatever it's called, the Epic Edition, Heroic, whatever it is, mount, it has its own unique effect where you gather up static. And you can do a big rush forward charge thing.
Which was only unique until the expansion launched.
Yeah, and I was really happy about that. Because I thought, oh, okay, good. They understand that it should be about the cosmetic, not the functionality. And I suppose here I feel a little bit of a violation of that. Another thing, Eric Covington, he tweeted thinking back to his BFA days of... basically sense of world and player hubs. And there's people who are saying to me, oh my god, what a
What's
boomer
up, guys?
take.
Hope everybody's doing good.
How stupid.
A boomer take in the same way that affordable house prices is a boomer take. And, reasonable rent that isn't 60-70% of your wage. Boomer takes.
I think a lot of that is to focus just on what you're accessing, to focus just on the utility, but not to think about the overarching design, what the world of Warcraft is supposed to achieve. And there is something to be said. I mean, the most extreme version of this is going into towns like Varrock or Camelot in... this is before the Grand Exchange in RuneScape, where that's where people did trading. That's where it happened in the world. And that gave those towns a sense of being a town. So whenever you go to Dornagal,
Everyone will be using this ad blocker on Twitch by 2025. Meet Pi, the ad blocker that actually works on Twitch, aka every user's dream. I can watch my favorite streamers without being bombarded with ads every few minutes. It's seriously been a game changer. Plus, you can use Pi to block ads on Amazon, Google, and YouTube. Like, look at this. It works so seamlessly. And the best part, Pi will actually pay you to see ads. It's your choice. Either block ads forever or get paid to see them. Trust me, everyone is going to be using Pi. Don't miss out.
Well,
lot of people ask us, what's the difference between Mudwater and mushroom coffee? First, we are mushroom coffee. Mushroom coffee is sort of what it sounds like. Acidic, processed, powdered coffee combined with earthy mushrooms. Not the best flavor combination. Mudwater combines mushrooms with masala chai cacao. It tastes like chai and cacao had a healthy baby. You don't even know that there's mushrooms in it. Second is we include more mushrooms than most. Most brands have around 700 milligrams of mushrooms per serving. We have between 2,200 and 3,000 milligrams of mushrooms per serving, a much more efficacious dose. Third is we're organic. Most mushroom coffee is not 100% organic. We're certified organic and all of our mushrooms are grown in the US. Our original blend has 2,240 milligrams of mushrooms per serving, giving you clear energy, laser focus, immune support. It even supports your gut health and prebiotic fiber. Costs about $1 a cup, easy to make, and your first order comes with a free one of these to make it even easier. We're trusted and used daily by over
And damn, this guy's
100,000
pretty
people
good.
with 40,000 five-star reviews, so give it a try. Your mind will thank you for it.
Also making it pretty easy for him.
Dornagle. Turn to Dornagle champion.
Oh god, that's so
I'm
disgusting. to
pretty sure it's
say.
pronounced Dornagle.
Oh, that's so good.
I just say Donegal because it's Donegal, but with an R in it.
Yeah,
No.
fuck it, we're taking our country back, Blizzard. So there's something
so
to be
that's
said
in there.
for
Doorknob go.
For some reason, I'm
the auction house. Is the
like
auction
good
house.
at
That's where the
canceling
auctioneering goes.
nairs.
Or that's where the auctions happen, and you go in there, and what do you see?
Was.
Yeah, you go in there, and what do you see in your MMO? All the other players doing their auctions. It's like even if you're not interacting with another NPC when you go into the bank in the game, it's important in an MMO that you see other people going to the bank because that gives the city a sense of being a city. That's one of the reasons why Blizzard decided to remove the Brutosaur with its auction house functionality. They actually made a blog post in 2019 explaining this. Oh yeah, there's the blog post.
Yeah, there's Kyrax going, we do not intend to remove the vendor, blah blah blah. But it alters players' flow around the world, unique convenience but not essential. We've seen how luxury mounts like the Tundra Mammoth started out as something special and rare, ultra exclusive, mostly purchased by kills and stuff, but then commonplace.
Because
Basically, yeah. And then at the end goes, we want to ensure in the long run, years from now, 5 years from now roughly, 4 years and 11 months, we don't find ourselves looking around and seeing AH mounts that are as common as repair mounts are today. Well done, Kyvax. Well done. As I say, Kyvax, he's the mouthpiece.
He did it all.
He's the mouthpiece, which is
He's
even...
the mouth of
Mouth-
Sauron.
Mouthpiece is even kind of weird to say. He's the person who posts Blizzard stuff.
Yeah.
He doesn't write it, he doesn't think it, he just says it.
No,
it's
he's
his
one of the
job.
Black Numenorians.
Who's
He
texting
signed
me?
up with Sauron. He's evil.
Yeah, so there you go.
you go.
Everyone with $90 or an e-boy on hand has one of these now.
Yvette is lying about her extreme positions. Here's the bill she sponsored to ban abortion nationwide without exceptions. And here are her own words.
I wish we could have eliminated.
One second, buddy. I gotta find something else to watch. Let's see what the update is over here. This was 12 hours ago.
Brought to you by the EveryDollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
I just have a question for you. I'm about $850,000 in debt, and my question is, should I file for a Chapter 13, or should I just pay what I can with the income that I have, and using like a snowball effect? I'm not sure. I won't have enough pretty soon here to cover all the loans and credit card bills, but I can pay what I can, but I'm just trying to get your opinion on can I
Sounds
do a
pretty
Chapter
dadgum
13?
scary, kiddo.
Yes.
How much of the 800,000 is a mortgage?
I have a mortgage and a second mortgage, so it's about $490 between those two.
And what's that house worth?
It's worth about $550.
Okay. All right. And so
Sleep. I
490
really like
out
her.
of 800. So you got about 300 and some change in non-mortgage debt.
Correct. I
On
have
what?
2 cars.
Okay, what's
Like
car
it doesn't
number
work for some
one? What do
reason.
you owe on it?
Car number 1 is 61.
61,000. Car number
Yes,
2 is
car-
what?
46,000.
Okay. And so that's 100 and some change of the 300 and change. What's the rest of it?
The rest of it is I have about 5 credit cards at 48,000.
Each or
And
total?
then I have total
Okay.
for the 5
All right.
credit cards.
Credit
and then
cards
the
at
rest
40.
is-
And what else?
And the rest is unsecured loans and line of credit.
No student loans?
No student loans.
Okay. So you have $200,000 in unsecured loans and line of credit?
Correct.
Okay. And
Damn,
what is
dude.
your income?
I gross about 13,000 a month.
Doing what?
I'm I was trying to stay anonymous, but I'm a tester. A software tester, and I'm retired military, so I have that income as well.
I see. Okay.
Are you married, Denise?
Yes.
Does your husband work?
The income he works, but it's trucking, so sometimes the income is down when there's like hiccups with the vehicle, so it's not consistent.
Okay, on average, what would he bring home a month?
It's just this past couple of months, the truck's been down, so I'd say maybe 2,000.
He owns a truck?
He doesn't own it. There's a loan on it.
No, I'm saying, is that one of those 61 or 46, the truck he drives?
No.
So he has a rig that, in addition to the debt you're giving me, he has debt on the rig.
Correct.
Okay. And how much debt does he have on this rig?
50,000.
All right. And what did he make last year? Net profit taxable.
About 50.
Damn it.
He can make more than that driving for somebody else without carrying debt on a broken rig. A lot
Yeah,
more.
that's the job. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, here's the thing. Your voice sounds like someone who's had the crud beat out of them, and looking at these numbers, I see why.
Yeah.
You feel beat down, am I wrong?
You're right.
Okay. And it's scary, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. That's the bad news. The good news is that we can get you completely out of this mess pretty quick, but you're not going to like it. You ready?
I'm listening. Yes.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Buckle in. Sell his rig, sell
Damn it.
both your cars, sell your house. Wow. I just got rid of almost all the debt. You know how much money I just freed up a month to throw at the remaining debt, and you'll be done in 24 months. You'll start again, and this time you're not going to buy a bunch of crap with money you don't have to impress people you don't really like. A $61,000 car,
Damn it, man.
and you want to file Chapter 13 bankruptcy? No, you sell the stupid freaking car. Set yourself free. You walked up and put yourself in shackles and I am handing you the key. Step back out of them. Sell everything in sight. Tell your husband to go get a job driving over the road, making 120 with his CDL. He gets to come home on Fridays because he gets to work his butt off to help you clean up this mess. You guys are going to live on beans and rice and beans. You're not going to see the inside of a restaurant unless you're working there. You're not going on vacation. And in 2 years, you'll be a 100% debt-free, and you'll be making $250,000 a year and can rebuild your life.
Hope they fix that soon.
That's got to smell good.
Yeah.
Because you got stink in your nose right now.
Yeah.
The only question is, are you willing to turn loose all that crap for the freedom? You ever seen that thing they use in the jungle to catch a monkey? You ever seen that trick?
Yeah.
Where they put jelly beans in a bottle and the monkey sticks his hand in the bottle, a big, huge bottle that's weighted, and he won't let go of the jelly beans in order to get his hand back out of the bottle. And because he refuses to let go, he stays in the trap. Hello? You getting this?
I'm getting it.
Let go of the jelly beans. Get out of the trap.
Is it a powerful enemy?
I've been where you are. It ain't no fun. That's how I can hear it in your voice. I remember being so scared I couldn't breathe. I remember my wife looking at me with terror in her eyes. It is not fun. And none of that crap you own is worth it. We'll help you if you want to do this. But I think the bad news is you got a mess. The great news is you got a way out if you let go of the jelly beans. You can be free, hon.
I mean, yeah, even the quick math, you sell everything, you'll gain about 60 grand, pay off all the credit cards.
And about $3,000, $4,000 a month in payments
and then
that
on
you
the
don't have
loans,
anymore.
and then you'll have 170,000 and all that unsecured debt. And you guys just pay it off in 2 years by working like crazy.
Easy.
It's worth the piece, Denise. It's worth the piece.
Create your free every dollar budget today. The
statue situation, dude.
Yeah, the new Dwayne Wade statue I want to talk about. Many of you know this. Dwayne Wade is one of my favorite basketball players of all time. Allen Iverson is my number one, but Dwayne Wade is in my top 5. And they revealed a statue today, which I'll show you the hype reveal of that. And it's already being compared to one of the great statues, up there with some of Michelangelo's best work. It was the Cristiano Ronaldo statue. It might even be the same sculptor. So this one was iconic for how dog shit it was. Here, I'll pull it over. So that was the Ronaldo statue that, when it was revealed, obviously went viral because of its goofy face. Yeah! Woo! Oh, God. It must be so hard for Dwayne Wade to sit there and just be like, oh, I can't show that this bothers me how bad it is. Like, everything's good except the face. I don't know what happened here. The face looks like it's still loading. Like in a cutscene. Like the textures aren't there yet, so it's just kind of blocked out. It'd be like they aged him by like 50 years. I feel like there's just pain behind those eyes right now. He's just holding it in the best he can to stay professional. It's such a super meaningful and special gesture to have a fucking statue made after you. Only for them to butcher your face like that. Like, it looks like he's melting. Not as bad as the Ronaldo face. The Ronaldo face is still worse. Like I said, I think this is almost on par. The Ronaldo face is iconic in how shitty it is. This one is just... it's not even the same guy. Ronaldo looks like if I did the statue, like the portrait of my father. There's also this angle too, which is pretty cool. Woo! Yeah! Yeah. He looks like he's in pain. Like he's about to transform or something. Looks like they did a 2K face scan of him. Looks like he was frozen in carbonite like Han Solo. Isn't the face like the most important part? Oh, absolutely is, yeah. I'm just saying, like, it's not like the whole thing is trash. It's not like this was some amateur that did this. It was just whoever did this. I don't think had ever seen Dwayne Wade in their life. Like, maybe they played NBA 2K14 or something, and they just looked at the graphics and said, oh, so that's what Dwayne Wade looks like. Amrani, his Kobe statue is pretty trash also. Oh, well, it's not as bad, but that's, yeah, it's not good. Is there no one else that makes big fucking statues anymore? He's just not really able to do faces very well. Like, this statue looks exhausted. This looks like the statue just played fucking 82 games. Bro, malnourished. That's true, they did make him look a little malnourished. I'm guessing
dude.
there's just not a lot of people that do statues like this. He's got the market cornered. Have you seen the David Beckham one? No, how many? Goddamn, how many like bronze statues have they made? Let's see. Is it the same studio? This is fucking awesome. What? This can't be real. This has to be edited. No way, right? No way, right?
What the hell? Look at that.
That's some Toe Jam and Earl shit right there. This was a prank James Corden did. This or this? Because these are two different ones. This one definitely has to be a prank. And I can't believe I just giggled at something James Corden might have had a hand in doing. Blast! The most infamous statue, Cristiano Ronaldo, right? Yeah, that's still the most infamous for sure. By far. And that one's not a prank. At least I don't think so. It's been a while now. There's no way the Ronaldo one was a prank, right? I'm pretty sure, because they like took that down and redid it. Yeah. There's even an article about it. The Ronaldo statue sculptor Emmanuel Santos takes another shot. Yeah, so that was real. That one wasn't a prank. Defending his work, he said, "I'm not what the media made me look like." I mean, if you don't know Ronaldo and they just tell you, hey, can you make a statue, and you look up like one Google image, you're gonna get a result like this. I mean, I'd have the same problem. Statue of Walter Johnson. In 2009, a bronze statue of Walter Johnson created by Omri Amrani was installed outside Nationalist Park in Washington, D.C. There's a picture. Holy.
Welcome to the world's first real battle.
What is that? For a second here, I thought it was that pitch that hit a bird and blew it to pieces. But that wasn't Walter Johnson that threw that pitch. That was Randy Johnson, I think. Right? Is that what... Is this the bird getting obliterated by the pitch? No, it can't. Oh, I see. It's his arm moving through a pitch. I see. Now, from this angle, now it all makes sense. And then his leg is being deatomized. I guess it was like really hot, so it started to... I don't know, get like trapped to the floor somehow. It's kind of cool. I mean, it's pretty abstract. I definitely thought that was a little wiener there in this in this image. I don't know what that is. I think they just probably would have been better off not getting super wacky with it, with the after image of his arm. I also just now noticed his eyes. He looks so sad. He looks really sad. He didn't want to throw that pitch. This one's cool. Wait, no, this one's not bad at all. This one's like really pretty badass, actually. Look at this. This is probably the best one we've seen so far. That looks like a Magic the Gathering card. I also don't know who Andy Murray is. This one does look bad though. I'm assuming the real Andy Murray is standing next to it in this picture. They made him look like one of the Queen's Guard from like the medieval times. He looks like Bilbo Baggins in leather armor. Who made this one? If this one turns out to be Amray again, I'm gonna fucking squeal. Why did they like 3x the size of his head? Artistic effect, I don't really know. They 3x'd everything on him. They set it to Wumbo. Like, look at his arms. It really does look like he's wearing samurai armor. Check out the first Witcher statue CD Projekt Red commissioned and did not use because it was so bad. Statue of Geralt commissioned by CD Projekt Red in 06. Holy. That's definitely a cursed item right there. That's some Annabelle shit. Looks like Tommy Wiseau. Kinda. A little bit. Kate Moss and Brittany are so bad. I'll check it out.
Dude, did you guys see that? It went all across the thing.
Supermodel. What the fuck am I even looking at? A golden Kate Moss statue. This looks like something you'd find in an Egyptian tomb. What the fuck is this? Cool. Very awesome statue. I don't get it. Why is she a pretzel in that statue? Maybe a contortionist or something? I don't think this is real. This,
Ooh, I wanted to watch this.
I want to show all of you the coolest piece of gaming history that I own. It's this Halo 3 Legendary Edition Master
Oh yeah,
Chief
dude, I
helmet.
wish I had
Now,
that.
what's really cool about this is you will notice it has all of these signatures. And if you look right there, 9/25/07. This helmet was purchased on the midnight release of Halo 3. My friend gave it to me, thank you, Peter, and by some enormous stroke of luck, he ran into a bunch of Bungie developers at the time. It has been
That's so cool.
6,234 days since this helmet was purchased, as of recording today. And since this was gifted to me, I've gotten it signed by one of the composers for the Bungie Halo soundtracks, Marty O'Donnell. I've gotten it signed by Steve Downs, the voice of Master Chief, by Jen Taylor, the voice of Cortana and Halsey, and
That's
by
so cool,
Brian
dude.
Gerard, aka Sketch, the community manager. As far as I'm aware, this is a one-of-a-kind piece of gaming and Halo history. And the reason I bring it up is because this would not exist without the midnight release. What's up, everybody?
Hell yeah.
This is the Act Man.
I missed that,
and today,
man.
I'm finally digging up the time capsule.
Oh, no, that's unfortunate. That is unfortunate.
The one that's been buried for many years. We're diving into the past to reconnect with a part of gaming culture that has been lost to the sands of time. The midnight release of video games. A joyous event where gamers from all walks of life around the world would leave their cockroach-infested dens.
Dozens of grown men and probably about 3 women have crawled out of their parents' basements tonight.
Set off into the darkness, head to the nearest GameStop, and impatiently wait for the clock to hit midnight. Once a core staple of the gaming world, it has since been replaced by online retailers and digital storefronts. And as these events fade further and further into obscurity, I want to remind everyone what we've been missing.
Fucking paint, nigga. What you thinking, nigga? I go hard for Black Ops.
But first, do you love war? Do you enjoy the sound of thunder? Then you'll love the sponsor of today's video, War Thunder, arguably the most comprehensive vehicle game ever made. War Thunder has an astonishing roster of over 2,500 different tanks, planes, ships, and helicopters from 10 major nations between 1920 and today. This is a game made for those with a passion for military history and historical accuracy. And somehow, despite all of this content, the game is free to play and available on Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. Whether it's dogfights or tank battles, War Thunder has game modes for all types of play. War Thunder stands out with its in-depth customization and how damage works, where you were hit, what parts of your vehicle were damaged, and so on. History is written by the victor, and that can be you if you download and sign up for War Thunder today using the link in the description and pinned comment. For brand new or returning players that haven't played in 6 months, you'll get a free massive bonus pack. courtesy of me. This bonus is only available for a limited amount of time, soldier, so don't wait. Join to become one of the 70 million players who have downloaded War Thunder. Download War Thunder today and write your version of history in the books.
And now for something completely different.
Isn't it sad that younger generations can't experience the thrill of waiting 5 hours in the freezing November cold to buy a video game and then go to school the next morning because your parents told you to?
Is he gonna be playing this tonight or is he going straight to bed?
Oh, as much as he would like to, he's going straight to bed.
Oh.
I know. Tomorrow.
This is peak motherhood right here.
This is the first one that I've taken him to.
And how do you like it so far?
It's not bad. It's a little more awake than I thought it would be. And he's happy. That's the important thing.
Look at how happy this kid is, man. If you had a mom like this, call her because she's fucking cool. I mean, how awesome is that? Mom's like, yeah, I'll get you the player's guide and the prestige edition of Modern Warfare 2, but you gotta go to school tomorrow. Would you take that deal?
I'd make that deal.
I don't blame you. Damn good deal.
This is just one of the thousands of stories you can uncover when combing through midnight release videos on YouTube, most of which posted by channels with like 100 subscribers 14 years ago. And you know what? If you ever went to a midnight release, it's your duty to share your story in the comments below. I want to read them. We may not have any more opportunities to create new stories, but we can relive
Dude, I
those
think I
memories,
went to
and
Halo
they'll live
3.
on in the comments section. In today's society, it's easy to get complacent and lazy when every necessity and comfort can be bought, ordered, and delivered straight to your home. Doesn't it feel like
I know
we
I
have
definitely went to
less
Halo
reasons
Reach's
than ever before to leave the house? As
midnight
technology
release.
has made life so convenient, we've started losing some of those wild, unpredictable journeys we used to go on. And that's kind of boring. But boredom is the last thing you'll be feeling today after watching this video, because today I have combed through the desert and unearthed the coolest, the most insane, hype as fuck footage of midnight releases on this planet. Why were midnight releases so awesome? And why don't we do them anymore? Today we are huffing nothing but nostalgia fumes. So come on in, hop into my time machine, buckle in, whip out your Halo 3 Legendary Edition helmet, and let's take one last
Dude, I
ride
wish I had one
down
so
memory
bad.
lane.
That was like one of those things as a kid that like my older brother and my cousins may have had access to, but like I just didn't have the money at that time, or like any like way to make the money. And never. Well, and I was also too young to be playing Halo 3.
Teaser, reveal, hype, anticipation, excitement, energy, and release. This is the formula for video game launches. And midnight releases were the release of everything we've been feeling, everything that had built up to that moment. When we walked out of the store with the game in our hands and a big ass grin on our face. And each midnight release was different. They were all like the climax of a story. Also, quick note, I'm officially launching the Actman subreddit that I created like 7 years ago. Link is going to be in the description. I've never shouted it out before, but go join the community there. Feel free to ask me any questions, post memes. You can post more or less whatever you want. Just keep it about gaming and the channel and all of that. So yeah, subreddit down in the description. Anyways, the reason midnight releases became such a huge deal is obvious. We all shared in that anticipation. We all reveled in the calm before the storm. Going to a midnight release made you feel like you were part of the in-group, an exclusive club of hardcore gamers that wanted to get that next release as soon as possible, faster than anyone.
When I was 12 years old, my friends all were growing faster than me. My mom took me to a growth
Anyone else. You'd encounter other hardcore fans along the way, strangers. You would share with them what you were most excited to see in this new release. It was a community potluck. And for better or worse, mostly better, midnight releases gave gamers a space to be themselves in public. But every midnight release was different, depending on the store, the game, the fan base, and the city. It seemed like every GameStop would have free pizza for people. And they could have ordered it from the shittiest pizza shop in town, but goddammit, you've been waiting for 5 hours, so that pizza tastes divine. Midnight releases could be small local gatherings or massive publicity stunts that take place in Times Square with thousands of people waiting in line. People would fly out to New York just to experience the release of Halo 3.
I'm going straight from here to LaGuardia, flying to Chicago and going home to play the game.
Did you come here just for this event?
Yeah, I came here just for this event.
They don't have this in Chicago?
They do, but it's not this. You come here for the experience. This is like, you know, my father went to Woodstock. This is our Woodstock of a generation.
You know, at some of these events, they bring out voice actors. For Modern Warfare 2, they had the voice actors for Soap, Price, and Ghost. And even these guys would be like, this is insane. They'd sign autographs, talk with fans.
I've got to say, I'm overwhelmed because I never really realised just how big this would become. It's just mad.
So outside of things like Comic-Con, there weren't many opportunities to meet these people whose work you really enjoyed.
Why did you have to be here first?
I just had to meet David Hayter, man. I have so much respect for the man. I just had to get it to meet him. I wanted to autograph and just let him know, like, he's really appreciated among the gaming community.
There's something so wholesome about clips like this.
So what are you going to say to him when you get to meet him?
Snake. That's the only thing I can get through my head right now, man. I'm still thinking.
Dude, you've had 19 hours? That's what you came up with?
I was just still unbelievable that I was first one in line when I got here, man.
That's a real Metal Gear Solid fan right there, man. And to have this joyous moment immortalized on video, gotta be a great feeling to be able to relive that. And if you were really lucky, at certain midnight releases, you might catch a glimpse of the richest man on the planet selling the first copy of what would become the largest entertainment launch of all time. You might think you're cool, but you'll never be Bill Gates walking out of Best Buy after selling and signing the first copy of Halo 3 while I Got 5 on it blasts in the background.
Dude, this Luxstone is so good.
I'll never be that cool. You'll never be that cool. And that's okay. Also, if you look closely, it looks like Bill's sweatshirt has the UNSC logo on it. Like, talk about being a straight fucking gangster. The hype at these events was simply unmatched. And I love how creative these stores could get. For Red Dead Redemption 1, you know, they'd bring out Nerf guns and host little shooting tournaments. For the right product, gamers would come out in numbers. And that's so wholesome because this normally secluded, somewhat socially awkward group of nerds would be able to connect with people who had similar interests in the real world. Now let's just say that when a bunch of nerds get together, the results are not always easy to watch.
Stop the dragon, I shall slay thee!
What you're experiencing right now is called secondhand cringe. If you're wondering what is happening in this clip, this is at the midnight release of Skyrim on 11/11/11. Never forget. And the scene playing out in front of us is a performance of what it's like to fight cliff racers in Morrowind.
Come on over here! Come on over here! No, you flipped me off. Come on, coward!
To do this in public, in a GameStop, 9 years after Morrowind came out, that takes balls. Now, you may wince, you may cringe, but at the end of the day, goddammit, you will respect commitment to the bit. I'm a fucking cheeseball. I thrive on the cringe of my skits, if you can call them that.
I think we should take a big fat fucking shit all over their fucking and I'm just gonna sit here looking cool.
Midnight releases gave gamers an opportunity to feel like they were normal, you know? These were times where we all came together to celebrate this hobby we have so much passion for. Whether it was Gears of War, Halo, Call of Duty, Metal Gear Solid, Borderlands, Assassin's Creed, everyone had to do the same thing. Wait in line for hours. And when you're bored, you'll find creative ways to pass the time.
Tell me about your most epic quest or battle to date.
Raiding this girl's molten core.
Midnight releases were also great publicity for the companies. Look at all these gamers excited for our product. News media would pick up on the story. It would tap into that like viral marketing effect, where even your friends who weren't Halo fans would get excited for the game because every one of his friends was excited.
People coming together
For
for a video game?
Yeah.
Are you excited?
I am now. Like, I wasn't before, but like seeing this.
It was always cool when they gave out knickknacks or merch or free t-shirts, but it wasn't just good for publicity. It was also an opportunity to put on a show.
The first thing I said was, I'm performing there. Cool, I didn't ask about how much they paying, how much this. I said, can I get a copy of the game? And they was like, yeah. I was like, all right, cool.
For Call of Duty games, they'd have guys dressed up in military garb. They had fucking Frank Woods watching the door. He's the bouncer. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to show you an out of context clip of something, okay? Brace yourself.
All right, let's see it. What the fuck? This has got to be like a Call of Duty release or
Quiz
something, right?
time. What do you think is happening in this video? Is it A, leaked footage of an active war zone? B, police body cam footage taken during a robbery? C, footage of military conflict in Israel and Palestine? Or D, the midnight release of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2?
That's fucking crazy,
Admitting that Modern
dude.
Warfare 2 as one of the most controversial games of the last 20 years would have an equally controversial and insane midnight release event. There's no fucking way anybody could get away with putting something like this together and get away with it. I mean, look at this. They're throwing flashbangs. Listen to all this fake gun.
Our families are the heart of our community, and we refuse to be invisible. This November 2nd, celebrate our community and vote for the well-being of those who cannot on November 5th. We'll see you at the fiesta and the polls on Election Day.
Wait, is this game out? Dude, that looks pretty fucking good.
Fire. They got a fucking Humvee out on the street and the crowds of people are just behind them. There's people lying on the street in front of the GameStop pretending to be corpses. Look at this shot. Look at how ominous this looks. These guys are securing hostages in a GameStop to promote a video game. Now, I was so curious about this, I had to look it up because there's 2 videos of this event and I tried my best to figure out if there's more footage, if this was a news story.
Dude, that's so crazy.
But what I did find is that for some reason, this video has the GameStop store number and the city it was in. This was posted 2 days after this video, but I was able to find where this exact GameStop was. And I cross-referenced it with the Best Buy in the background. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where it happened. And I just think that's so cool. I want to know the story behind this. So people of Waynesville and North Carolina, help me out. I can't find shit about this. If you were there, if you have footage,
That's
reach
so
out to me,
funny,
post it
man.
online, something. Now, there are aspects of the midnight release that are still alive. For example, going to the Halo World Championship events has the same vibe. Midnight releases and professional live tournaments are similar to concerts or sporting events in that the most die-hard fans are always going to be there. Midnight releases were like football games. You were there to root for your team and represent them. You could scream and shout and act like a crazy person. And you could get some pretty cool swag too, like posters, dog tags. Some people would show up in cosplay outfits. There'd be tournaments, giveaways, raffles, exclusive merch. You'd see people with Lancers at Gears of War midnight releases and Master Chief cosplayers at Halo ones. And at midnight releases for Grand Theft Auto games, people would get jumped.
What's this? You got fucked up, yo. Yeah? Look like you belong in Grand Theft Auto.
Hey, Third Street for life.
Each midnight release was like always true to the series. Like in this footage at the midnight launch of the Burning Crusade, where they had a competition for who could recreate the in-game dances the best. You see what I mean though when I say these events allowed us to feel more
So
normal,
fun, man.
just be our quirky, nerdy selves. I miss that. You know, when we were younger, you couldn't go out to a bar and get wasted, and real high school parties were always at risk of getting the cops called and getting you in trouble. But midnight releases were how gamers partied. Some people would party a little too hard, like this guy. Halo Reach midnight release party arrest. What I love so much about this is that the
Halo
video
Reach.
just starts this way. Like, we have no idea why this guy is getting arrested. We can only imagine what happened prior. But also imagine going to a midnight release for Halo Reach and not being able to play Halo Reach that night because you got arrested at the midnight release.
Dude,
for
that
Halo
would
Reach.
suck.
I think one of the magic ingredients for a midnight release was the physicality of it. Gamers were mostly an indoors bunch, you know, we'd socialize on Xbox Live. But it was also that feeling of like actually having the game in your hands, right? If you were one of those people who got there first and you walked out with like a legendary or collector's edition, everybody else in line would just be like, damn, fuck, I wish I got that one. That looks cool. And that 15-second walk out the store as you go past the line and towards your car, you felt like a god. Especially when we were younger, you know, in school, you got a lot of responsibilities, homework, sports. There weren't many opportunities to stay up all night playing video games, and most parents wouldn't let you. So it was fucking amazing when you could like break the rules this one time, or shit, maybe your parents wouldn't let you ever break the rules, so you'd sneak out with your buddies while they slept in. And it was like that youthful desire to rebel that I think so many gamers found appealing.
Here we are on our way to pick up Halo 2 at GameStop at South Hill Mall. I have to confess, I'm going 30 over the speed limit right now.
And there's the social nature of it, right? You'd see your friends at the store, you'd wait in line with them, shoot the shit, then you'd all go home, hop on Xbox Live, and keep chatting as you all played the same game.
Yeah, that
Or
was the
you'd go to
best,
someone else's
man.
house and experience the game together in person. Also, because a lot of us were teenagers at the time, we didn't really have a whole lot of disposable income. So some of us had to make the tough decision to trade in games at GameStop.
I hope I actually have enough money to buy this. That would be some fucked up shit if I really don't have enough money to trade in and get this shit. I don't give a fuck about this. I don't give a fuck about this. Definitely not. And I already have another copy of this.
Did he make the right call, trading in these games for Black Ops 1? That is a tough call to make. But the most powerful of the midnight releases, in my opinion, was that of a new console generation.
It's next evolution of PlayStation, and they're doing it right from the beginning. Backward compatibility, allowing you to play the old games, so PlayStation doesn't die. You don't have to buy new game cartridges.
Whether it was the PS2, the Wii, the 360, each new console was like unlocking a new Super Saiyan version, and how that radically changed everything in Dragon Ball Z after the Frieza saga. It radically changed our lives. I remember my friends waited in line for 7 hours to get the Wii on day one, and that's like a core memory of us throwing those fucking controllers, hitting the wall, laughing our asses off. Man, it was so much fun. Now, before we talk about how midnight releases died, I have one final thing I want to show you guys. It's the very first YouTube video I was in, the midnight release of Skyrim.
Any idea of what type of race you're gonna be making?
Dude, I'm gonna have to like see everything, you know, before I actually choose. Like, yeah. See all the differences. I mean, probably North because that's a native.
Right. Yeah.
But everyone's gonna do that, so I'm probably gonna choose something else.
Maybe a lizard, an Argonian.
Reptilian?
Who knows?
Now, my brother is obviously a lot more aloof, might have been high at the time, I don't know. He's so excited. And I'm like a little camera shy. And I honestly can't believe I found this because I remember being interviewed. But man, what a trip down memory lane. Skyrim came out on Veterans Day, and then you had Saturday and Sunday. So it was perfect. That is literally the most perfect release date ever. On Monday, everybody was talking about Skyrim. So I just wanted to share that bit of Actman lore. I also think it's funny. I call my brother the new YouTube star.
We've worked our entire lives to save for retirement. But if extremist
That is
Yvette
really
Harrow
funny,
has
man.
her way, we'll lose it all. She supports gutting Social Security, ending Medicare, and shattering our retirement dreams.
Star.
A little prophetic, but with how much hype and money and attention and publicity midnight releases generated, one has to wonder, why did they die? The reason for the death of the midnight release is complicated. It's a combination of cultural, technical, and practical reasons. The rise of digital downloads and online storefronts like Steam, Battle.net, Microsoft Store, PSN, Switch Online made it easier to just buy games from the comfort of your own home. Physical sales of video games has been steadily declining over the years, while digital sales have been steadily rising. It's the same reason they stopped printing and putting manuals in games, because it's convenient, it's cheaper, and it's easier. But also, who wants to wait outside in the pouring rain or snow anymore? If you don't have to, why would you? GameStop and other retail stores are losing money. Like with Blockbuster, the convenience of staying home and paying for something is alluring to most people. And because there's less physical copies being sold, these stores aren't making as much money, so they're less likely to want to have staff ready for a big midnight release. This makes hosting a midnight release impractical. The other thing is timing. I remember going to the midnight release of the Master Chief Collection, except it wasn't a midnight release. They started selling a game at 9 p.m. and I was honestly disappointed that there wasn't a line. Isn't that weird? Then I got home and played Master Chief Collection, and the disappointment continued for a few years. Many publishers have decided to release games at the same time, as in they might come out on midnight if you're on the East Coast, but it'll be 9 p.m. over here on the West Coast. This is probably overall better for business, but like I said, it means we don't get to experience the game at midnight at all. Then there's also the prevalence of pre-order bonuses and early access special editions. Those muddy the waters even further, because it's like, so when exactly is the midnight release? Well, that depends on how much money you spend. It's kind of shitty, right? Yeah. More money, me, now? And all they did was just come up with an earlier release date, and it's just more exclusive and more expensive. The prevalence of online communities is also another reason midnight releases have fallen out of favor. It's a little sad to say it, but I hang out with people and friends on Discord more than I do in person. So we're less likely to get together as a group to go out for a midnight release. I'm also a content creator. I know, big shocker. So if I really want to play a game the moment it comes out, I'm kind of incentivized to stream it. This also means part of my audience will want to watch me, and therefore they won't be going to a midnight release with their friends. Multiply this concept by like 1 million different content creators, and it just means most people are staying inside to play a new game, or they're staying in to watch their favorite streamer play.
Right.
There was a very critical moment when I started to realize the gaming industry was changing, and that was the midnight release for Halo 5 Guardians. You see, my brother and one of his best friends, Matt, had a routine of going to the midnight release for each Halo game, starting with Reach. But my brother had to work, so I went with Matt. We got to the GameStop. They were selling it at 9 p.m., not a massive line. We buy it, go home, and I have to tell him that Halo 5 doesn't have split screen co-op, and he doesn't believe me until we boot up the game and he can't find the option for split screen.
You wanna play?
Go home.
Too bad! I don't have an Xbox. Get out of my house!
And for me, that was the day that the midnight release started to die. It was when it started to feel like the game industry could make more money off of me if we didn't go to a midnight release. And finally, the lasting impact of COVID-19 is still lingering. We had a full year of adjusting to this new lifestyle indoors, and it's changed our behavior in more ways than I think we're all willing to admit. A lot of businesses died during COVID, but the ones that thrived during COVID were all digital, except toilet paper. I wish I had bought some toilet paper stock before COVID. Anyways, COVID-19 more or less was the final nail in the coffin for midnight releases. I mean, sure, there are still some fringe events you can go to, and you can get the same feeling by going to a convention, but I don't think we'll ever see anything like this ever again. I hope I'm wrong, but I doubt any midnight release will ever have this type of hype. And there ain't no fucking way in hell anybody's ever going to allow this to happen again. I think the death of the midnight release is just one of the many ways in the last few years that we've lost touch with one another. As a community of big-ass nerds, united by our shared passion for gaming.
It's just one big social gathering, uniting people all over the world for, love of games and Gears of War.
The gaming industry is the biggest entertainment industry in the world, bigger than the music industry, bigger than the film industry, and it's entertainment launches like this at midnight, with over 20,000 stores open worldwide, that really solidify that fact.
The midnight release is more than just a relic of the past. It was a way to connect with people and interact with others who maybe felt ostracized or weird from regular society. It was an opportunity to go out, be yourself, and not feel shame or embarrassed for being a fucking nerd. You got to meet people you would have never met otherwise, and will sadly never meet again. Our nostalgia for these moments will never die. They can never be taken away. And through these old videos on YouTube and the comment section on this one, we can still relive those memories, even if they aren't our own. The thing is, I don't know if midnight launches could ever come back, at least not the way they used to be. And while that might seem sad, doesn't that make our memories even more valuable, that we can't recreate them? It's sad to think about the death of the midnight release, but man, did it have one hell of a life. I guess what I'm trying to say is, you just had to be there.
Damn, dude. You did just have to be there.
6 hours away. 6 hours away. Right now, this is like the best